an advocate of our military. So it's a pleasure to be here tonight. Everybody say hi, Dave. Yeah, got to get everybody loosened up, get everybody going here. When Mayor Weiers, longtime friend, invited me out to host tonight, my immediate reaction was, why would you invite me? After that, it was, yes, it's an honor. Anytime I can be part of celebrating our military, you can count me in. A lot of people say, Dave, did you serve in the military? I could never do that to our country. I love our country way too much, but I am proud of you and your commitment, and we'll celebrate tonight. So I met a couple earlier who actually used to listen to my radio show, right? I knew I had two. I just doubled my audience. We used to do something on my radio show that I want to do tonight, and it's really simple because I heard you guys doing the chants earlier. You guys got this down. You only have to remember 2 words. I got to watch it. I feel like I'm running for office. 2 words. You only have to remember 2 words. Who does? That's it. So when I ask you a question, you just say, if you don't deserve it, if our military recruits don't deserve it, and if the families and friends of our recruits don't deserve it, you guys are good. You're good. A special thank you to those who made tonight possible. I'm going to go through some sponsors, and honestly, without them, this would not be possible. Our Patriot sponsors are Desert Diamond Arena, this beautiful place. So many memories here, bringing on concerts over the years. It's good to be back. Sanderson Ford, they do a lot for our community. Thank you. Century 21 Northwest. Ideal Insurance Agency, the Peoria Chamber of Commerce, and Verigy. Our proud sponsors are 11 Bravo Mobile Auto Glass, sounds like you're here. I love that. 501c Realty Team, Air Space Forces Association, Frank Luke Chapter 151. Arizona Organics, B. Rockland and Blue Star Moms AZ4. Cathedral Collective, Chase Building Team, DNL Press Incorporated, DAV Auxiliary Glendale Unit 20, Film is Dead Studio, Glendale Business Affairs, and the Glendale Police Pipes and Drums. Continuing with sponsors, Glendale Public Safety Honor Guard, Justine Grace Photography, Marine Band San Diego, Marine Corps League Old Breed Detachment 767, my buddy, Office of the Mayor Jerry P. Weiers, Sounds of the Southwest Singers, and the fact that you came together in prison is just, it's heartwarming. SPS Plus Architects, my company's a proud sponsor, Star Worldwide Networks and the Pratt Marketing Agency. I love these guys. Triple M, the Mayor's Military Mission. Veterans for Veterans. And Wired Fiber. Thank you. Thank you. How many of you have put on events before? You know it doesn't happen without sponsors. So again, just a huge thank you to them. Several of our sponsors provided the funds for the stoles that you see on each recruit. The first challenge coin each recruit will be given tonight by the mayor. The certificates, the printed program you received upon entering, photography, marketing, this amazing location, the AV support, it all comes together, allowing families around the world to watch live. And my wife is watching tonight, so pretend like I'm doing a good job, okay? Let her know I'm kind of a big deal. Did you say love you, Dave, or love you, Dad? I'm not. I love you too, man. All right. Please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the invocation by Calvary Church Phoenix Executive Pastor Will Getz. For the presentation of the colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, and then for our national anthem performed by Dr. Mai Lee Dong. Pastor Will and Mayor Weiers will come to the stage. There's the mayor's lovely wife, Sandy. Hello, Sandy. And coming up on the stage, the mayor of Glendale, Jerry Weiers, and Pastor Will Getz. Pastor Getz, the invocation, please.
Would you pray with me, please? Father in heaven, we thank you for the freedom that we have to gather for an occasion like this, and for the countless number of men and women who have served our country and even given their lives to protect our freedom. We thank you this evening for the ability to recognize and honor this group of outstanding young men and women who are entering into the service of our nation. Soon they'll be a part of a unique group who've pledged their lives to protect and defend our country. You love them and you know them each by name. We ask that you guide them and show yourself real to them as they move forward with their lives. Please protect them spiritually, emotionally, physically, guarding them wherever their service may take them in this world. We ask you to give their parents and other loved ones courage as they see them take this major step in their lives. May your peace guard their hearts and minds. And as a Christian, I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Talking to you earlier, you mentioned that you used to listen to my show, which means one thing. I still have a chance. I still have a chance, right? Please remain standing for the presentation of colors. Mayor Weiers will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, with liberty and justice. Had sound coming over here and sound coming over here. It was really messing with me. Thank you. My lead Dong will sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you to the Old Breed Detachment 767, Glendale Public Safety Honor Guard, and Glendale Police Pipes and Drums. Another round of applause. Thank you very much. It's your cue. Please remain standing and join the sounds of the Southwest Singers. I want you to know I was singing, so I'm glad you guys were loud. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it really is an honor to be here tonight. And Mayor, I want to thank you. As we hear the sounds of God Bless America, I look out, and I really do. I see our future, and I see uniforms and people proud of our country. Don't you think we need more of this? Well, you have a guy right here who believes in that too. You may be seated. Thank you. The official party that entered the arena are, of course, the mayor and Mrs. Weiers, Sandy, Navy Vice Admiral Yancey Lindsay, retired. What an honor. It's good to see you, sir. Got to meet you earlier. I get to tell my wife, see, I'm somebody. I met the Admiral. This is great. Air National Guard Colonel Mike Jeffers and his wife, Stephanie. It's good to have you. Air Force Chief Master Sergeant John Chacon and his wife, Brandy. Army National Guard Captain Jake Crocco. Army Lieutenant Colonel Tammy Bogart. Navy Commander Nicholas Hoffman. Marine Major Keegan Kincaid. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Adrian Zinnerman. I feel pretty safe tonight. I feel good. We have several elected officials in the audience I'd like to introduce. State Representative Michael Carbone. Would you please stand as I introduce you? Michael Carbone, because we appreciate you. State Representative Lydia Hernandez. State Senator Anthony Kern. State Senator Janae Shamp. I like the hat. I like the hat. Councilmember Ian Hugh and his wife. Vice Mayor Hugh, thank you. Councilmember Ray Malnar and his wife. You got front row seats. It's like Ticketmaster, right? Yeah. And Councilmember Joyce Clark. Okay, I'll tell them. They wanted me to tell you that later they'll be performing Taylor Swift, Van Halen, and Metallica. So, also in attendance, representing the office of U.S. Representative Debbie Lesko is Ashley Paxton, a congressional fellow. We also have Lieutenant Colonel Dana Allman with us this evening. Serves as Cabinet Executive Officer. I wish I could do that without making a fool of myself. I would. Executive Deputy Director for Arizona Department of Veterans Services. All of that is the same person. That's a lot of titles, okay? Please also welcome City of Glendale Presiding Judge Nicholas DiPiazza. Retired Captain, U.S. Navy. Judge, I got a parking ticket out on 91st Avenue. Can we talk? Okay. Our first speaker really needs no introduction at all. Without him and his persistent, patriotic love for our country, it wouldn't happen. And I hope it becomes addictive, and I hope everybody follows his lead, because that's what he is. He's a leader. In his nearly 2 decades of being in public office, he has supported our active military members as well as our veterans. Love our veterans. Thank you. He is known as the down-to-earth guy, and that's so true. He tries to make a positive difference in at least one person's life every single day. I've seen the mayor at big gatherings to where he's so well-spoken and he moves a crowd. But I've also seen him very humble, one-on-one, truly making a difference one by one in everybody's lives. We're very lucky to have him. Please welcome Glendale Mayor Jerry Weiers.
Well, this is good. I don't have any speaking parts up here. You got that back there? Hold on a minute. Okay. Well, I don't think that's everything. We just got to figure out where my speech is. If not, I'm just going to wing it. What the hell? Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to wing it. So some of you that were here earlier heard me talking to your recruits, your kids, your grandkids, your nieces, nephews. I've been told today that some of the high schools are telling these young people that they cannot wear their stalls that were given them that says the branch of service that they're going into, that they're not allowed to wear them on their high school graduation. That's a big boo. Boo. The thing that amazes me is these high schools that have ROTC programs that encourage these young people, thank you, that encourage these young people to learn, understand, and possibly serve our country, that at the same time, the very reason we're able to speak here tonight in an open forum and say what we want to say is because of these people that have already served us for the last 200 plus years. I'm blown away that the schools are saying you can't wear your stall because if I'm not mistaken, I think that one of the things that our military does is protect our freedoms. I think they certainly protect our Constitution. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe in our Constitution it says we have the freedom of speech. Okay. Now I'm just winging this. I'm not reading anything. I'm just winging this. But I believe it. I truly believe that. If you're wearing something that says Navy or Air Force or Space Force or Marine, Coast Guard, any branch of service that we have, if it says that, isn't that a form of freedom of speech? I believe it is. One thing that you may not know, of 100 kids that graduate high school across the United States, 100 kids out of a high school that graduate, only 30% of those 100% qualify or good enough to do what you're doing tonight. Only 30%. Now, so parents, if you don't know this, if you got a kid down here, they're pretty damn smart. They are. It's a great reflection on the parents, the upbringing of these young people, because to be that 30%, you can't be a felon, you can't be on drugs, you can't be fat, you can't be stupid. I say it the way it is, folks. These are smart people here. And if you don't have as much pride in them as I do, there's a problem. I'm incredibly proud of these young people, that decision to serve our country, because they're the best of the best. Whether you know it or not, less than 1% of the entire population of the United States serves our country. It's a big far cry from 50 years ago. Military don't want slackers. They don't want slackers. These kids are not slackers, I guarantee you. Not slackers. Okay, so he did bring my speech, so now I can go ahead and do my speech. Okay. That was just fill-in. So, good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight to the 2024 Military Induction Ceremony, those that are here in person, and then also those that are watching this live stream. This event is only possible because of a large group of people coming together who share the same belief that I have, and that's to honor these young people's decision to serve our community, to serve our country, to serve our nation. The Mayor's Military Mission is a group of people that I have been able to get involved in our community, and they believe in the same things I do, and that's to serve our country, to serve our military, to take care of our veterans, to take care of the people that have served this country, and to especially call out and honor these young folks that are here tonight. So if you wouldn't mind, the people of the Mayor's Military Mission, if you would give them a round of applause, I'd really appreciate that. So, Mayor's Military Mission is a mouthful, and so I was going to call it 3M, and then somebody said, no, you can't do that, because there's already a 3M out there. So we just changed it, we call it Triple M. If you would like to be a member of Triple M, we had a table set up. You can become a member, and I'm talking to all the parents here. I'm talking to anybody that wants to be part of something bigger than ourselves. We'd be happy to have you, Triple M, and we have a table set up outside. I also want to thank each one of our sponsors. You've already heard all their names mentioned, although there's one that I have to call out specifically, and that's Mr. Dave Kimberly. He's sitting in the first row up. Dave, would you stand up, please? Dave Kimberly owns Sanderson Ford. If you watch TV or listen to a radio, you absolutely are going to hear Sanderson Ford, because he is the one sponsor that I am aware of that gets involved in military, and he believes as much as I do to honor people who have served this country. Dave, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm very proud of the number of the recruits that we have participating this year. This is a much larger group than we had last year. And so if you don't know, this is the first time we've had it in the arena. We've been holding it at Calvary Church. Pastor Will Getz is in the front row. He already gave the invitation earlier. We got so big that we had people in every room of the church watching TV, trying to watch their young folks walk across the stage. I was terrified. My city manager is here somewhere. I shouldn't say this, but I will. I was terrified that our fire marshal was going to show up and shut us down. I'm not kidding. I'm serious. I was terrified. And so far, we never had that happen. We didn't get in trouble, and I didn't put anybody in a bad position. But I also knew that we had to change venues because the church we just outgrew. Calvary Church was one of the best partnering folks that we had. Will, thank you. Thank you to your entire church for everything that you have done over the years. Okay, so I'm long-winded, so I apologize for that, but they told me I got till midnight, so we're good. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk to just the recruits, and I have a little bit. You already know about if your principal or superintendent says that you can't wear your stole, what are you going to do? Call my office. Call my office. Monday, by God, I'll be on the phone with them. We're not letting that go. With that said, it's important that each one of you know that your community supports you. Your family, we appreciate everything that you've done, what your young person is doing to sacrifice. I don't know if I want these on or not. I guess I'll keep them off. The sacrifice, the service that you've made. This event also brings our community together to publicly acknowledge the courage, the commitment that each of you are making here today. So, a heartfelt, sincere thank you. Thank you for your decision to serve the United States Armed Forces. Also want to thank the students from Glendale around the valley that are seated in the arena tonight. Now, we have people not only from this valley, but we have people from all over. So this is not a Glendale-only specific event. It started off that way 6 years ago. But how am I to tell somebody that doesn't live in Glendale, you're not worthy to to be at this event tonight when a Glendale person is. I can't do that. If you're serving our country, by God, you're welcome here. We're going to make sure that you're acknowledged. I want the students from your entire group here to understand that you're literally 1%, less than 1% of the people that made the choice to stand watch on the front line, and that's to protect our freedoms. And for that reason, we're here tonight to honor you for that decision. To each and every family member in attendance or watching online tonight, your son, your daughter, your niece, or your nephew, your grandchild has made a decision to join a much, much larger family. This is your new family. It's unique, and you'll always be there for you. They will always be there for you from this day forward. I want each of the young men and women in the room to understand enlisting, without a doubt, is one of the greatest decisions that you're ever going to make in your entire life. Your life's going to be full of decisions and momentous occasions. With your decision to serve, you place your entire life on a career path with unlimited opportunities. Some of you may not know what a challenge coin is. Some of you might, or even understand the meaning of it, so I'm going to share that with you. Challenge coins are very, very popular in the military. They are also used by civilians and some membership organizations. And the history of the challenge coin is very fascinating, with a military having lengthy traditions. Typically, a commander or somebody in command or in the command chain would present a challenge coin to somebody for a special achievement, a special accomplishment. It could be for courage. It could be for showing leadership. It could be for honesty. It could be for anything that recognizes the recipient as exceptional. I'm doing these backwards. Okay. For instance, you can't give someone an increase in pay or a promotion in rank if you're out in the battlefield. So the challenge coin is a very special recognition, something extraordinary. For the special designed challenge coin that we have that I'll be presenting to each one of the inductees. I'll get the right coin out here. Hand me one of those, would you? So on this particular coin, on the one side, I don't know if we got cameras, if you can make that out or not, but you'll see them here shortly. You make that out in the camera? Okay. On the one side, it's got a star. And on the star is surrounded by the name of all of our service organizations. On the outside circle, it says, "For your selfless service to the United States of America." On the opposite side of the coin, it says Glendale, Arizona. Hell, I'm the mayor of Glendale. I can put that on there, right? Yeah. You're in Glendale, yeah. It has a very large American flag in the center, and at the bottom of it has my name, Jerry P. Weiers, in Glendale, Arizona. The most important part of this coin, and I say this 100% in all sincerity, it says first to say thank you. Okay? So if you don't understand really how these things work, I'll give you a quick. If you got this coin, and I gave you a coin, and I go, you know what, I remember you. I remember you. I gave him a coin. If I pull a coin out, and you don't have a coin that you can pop it on here, you're going to have to buy me my drink. Okay, now, this place does not serve a particular drink. They serve Pepsi Cola, and I was not allowed to bring my can of what I can't say out because that would get them in trouble. So I'm not going to say that it would have been a can of Diet Coke because I can't say that. So I'm not going to say Diet Coke. My drink's Diet Coke. If I challenge you and you don't have a Diet Coke and you don't have your coin with you, you get to buy me a Diet Coke. But if you accept the challenge tonight, you get up on stage and you shake my hand and you take this coin, you also have the right to challenge me. If you see me, you go, you know what, he's wearing blue jeans. He just got off his lawnmower. There's no way he's going to have that coin with me. If you pull a coin out and pop it on the counter, and I don't have my coin, I got to buy you whatever your drink. If you're under 21, probably going to be Diet Coke. If you're over 21, you know what? You tell me what you want. I'm buying it, okay? So that's how this thing works. But it's only if you accept that challenge. Now, in your military career, you're going to have opportunities where people a whole hell of a lot more important than me will present you with coins. And you're going to find out very quickly in military, you want to keep a coin with you all the time, and preferably the highest rank that you can get is the best. If Vice Admiral Lindsay gave you a coin, that trumps this one like big time. Like big time. So, anyway, that's how this works. Everybody got that? Yeah. See. Doesn't that make you feel good? Yeah. Okay, so that works both ways. And finally, I want to acknowledge, and I think most importantly, I want to acknowledge our veterans who are here with us today. If you're a veteran, if you've served this country, or if you're currently serving this country, I'd like you to stand up and be recognized right now, please. Come on. I don't know if you noticed it or not, but most of them are like, well, I don't want to get up. Do you want to get up? I don't want. So the people that didn't want to get up and the ones that did, thank you. Thank you so much. You guys have no idea how important you serving, how much that is important to me, my city, my country, my state. Thank you. Thank all of you. So I'm going to wrap this up because I've already talked way too long. To the recruits in the audience, you need to understand you're standing on the shoulders of every veteran that just stood up. To the veterans who were standing, I want to appreciate the fact that the sacrifice that you made to serve our country. And please let me close my remarks with this. Recruits, it's your job to carry that baton. You now have the opportunity to have a significant part in shaping our country in this very, very critical time in our history. I will make you a few promises. I'll promise you that you're going to encounter challenges. I'm going to promise you this, you will face some dangers. And I will promise you this also, you're going to face your fear. Whatever your assignment and wherever you're stationed, I hope that you'll remember this day that your community appreciates your sacrifice and your determination and your willingness to serve this country. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of you so very, very much. Thank you. So this is the part that I'm a little uncomfortable with. Without further ado, I'm honored to introduce a man who's known literally around the world, and he asked me to call him by his first name, and I have such a hard time with that. But we made a deal. He said if I will call him Yancey, he'll call me Jerry. And sir, I'm totally fine with that. He's a 37-year career as a pilot in the U.S. Navy, retiring as Vice Admiral. If you don't know what Vice Admiral is, that's way up there. Way up there. He held leadership positions in several different squadrons while deploying to Antarctica, Burr, and also on board aircraft carriers, in addition to various tours of duty on major staffs, both in the U.S. and overseas. He served as a commanding officer of a Navy E-2C Hawkeye Squadron of the Naval Base Coronado, California. As a Navy Admiral, Yancey was the 89th Commandant of the Naval District, Washington, and commanded Navy Region Southwest, headquartered in San Diego, California, and the Navy Region in Europe, Africa, central based in Naples, Italy, and his final Navy job was Navy Installations Command, with a responsibility leading the Navy's worldwide shore enterprise of 70 installations. Installation would be a base. That's a big deal. It's my pleasure to welcome to the stage a warrior and officer who's always led by example, a veteran of both air combat and peacetime, paperwork, and budget battles, and that would be Vice Admiral Yancey Lizzie. Sir.
Well, thank you, Mayor, for that. Can you hear me okay? Am I coming through? All right. Thank you, Mayor, for that kind introduction. It's really special for me to be back in my hometown, born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona. as was my father. Especially considering that my last job was 3 years in Washington, D.C. So to get out of there and to come here and be surrounded by Arizonans and Patriots, let me tell you, it warms my heart, and it makes me feel like now I know why I wore my uniform. Thank you. And after being retired for about 8-9 months now, it still fits, which is kind of shocking, but I'm hanging in there. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, families and guests, and most importantly, a warm welcome to those who will soon raise their right hands and take the oath of office, the oath of enlistment. When you raise your hand, you are answering your nation's call to serve. In the same spirit that Isaiah, in chapter 6, verse 8 of the Bible, responded to the Lord's calling with, "Here I am, send me." You will stand in the gap. You will serve, you will sacrifice, and you will protect our way of life and freedoms. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be with you this evening. Now, I'm so glad you recognized our veterans. It's important we recognize them and celebrate their service. I wanted to ask, do we have any World War II veterans in the audience? Just raise your hand. Is there any World War II veterans in the audience? The greatest generation. There's very few of them left. I will just tell you, recruits, if you have the chance to sit down with a World War II veteran and talk to them, do not pass up that opportunity. They truly were the greatest generation, and we owe a lot to them and their service and their family's service. Well, recruits, I hope you looked around at those who were standing, because as the mayor said, you do stand on their shoulders. And many of them served in very challenging, difficult times, but they persevered and they overcame, so that we now have the respect of our fellow citizens and enjoy the benefits of a supportive, grateful nation. Now, before I share a few remarks, I do want to thank the parents and the family members here today. And I want to thank you for raising a patriot, a man or woman who is willing to forego the comforts of home, a cushy job, and time with family and friends to wear our nation's uniform and to serve. We cannot take for granted that our fellow citizens, men and women of our nation, will continue to choose to serve in our nation's military. We need them now more than ever. Now, I have an ask of you this evening, parents, families. That is to encourage those around you and the recruits. Encourage those around you, especially the youth of our country, to consider this life of service. It's a good life, a worthwhile, and a meaningful one. Would you please do that for me? Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't pass on some words of wisdom or some keys to success, some things that I've learned during my service that I believe may help you, and I characterize them as keys to success, and there's just some of them. I'll go through them fairly quickly here. Number one, know your stuff. First and foremost, you are a war fighter. You have to be tactically and technically proficient and know your job inside and out. Regardless of where you are or what you do, you have to be an expert in your line of work. We are not the finest, most powerful military force the world has ever known because we do enough to get by. Take the often heard phrase, good enough for government work, out of your lexicon. Our nation's warfighting ability hinges on the knowledge and expertise of each and every one of you. Our military relies on it, and so does our nation. Number two, be a student of the organization. You'll be able to do your job and better support those around you if you know your organization inside and out, knowing its policies, administration, structure, etc. This approach has served me well by making me aware of unique opportunities and programs that the Navy and the military had to offer. Everybody knows that guy or gal that's always getting the good deals, going to the cool places, doing the cool things. That's because they know the organization. They're a student of it. You want the good deals? You want to go to the cool places? Be a student of the organization. Number 3, don't burn bridges. By that I mean, whatever decisions you make along the way regarding career, staying in, leaving the service, don't ever take yourself out of the running or limit your options. I've seen too many people take career-limiting tours of duty or go tell their commanding officer or their supervisor, hey, I'm getting out of the military, so you don't need to give me a good fitness report or evaluation. I'm going to leave the service. And then something changes in their life, in their family's life, and they need to stay in the service, or they choose to stay in, and they basically burned a bridge. And they often have a very challenging time of continuing to promote and be successful in the service because they took themselves out of the running. All that to say, if you want to stay in and be successful, do not burn bridges. You think the military's big, massive? It is. But it's amazing the longer you're in how small it is and how you come across people that you've worked with and worked for in service. So don't burn bridges. And more importantly, don't tick them off, okay? Because they may be in charge or in control of something you care about. All right, so we have know your stuff, be a student of the organization, don't burn bridges. And number 4, never forget that the answer is no if you don't ask the question. I've seen too many people choose to not apply for opportunities or programs they desired because they didn't exactly meet the published requirements, or they were fearful they would get rejected or turned down, or they just thought they weren't good enough. Hey, ask and apply for what you want, where you want to go, what you want to do. Because you know what? You're smart enough, you're experienced enough, you're tall enough, you're short enough, you're ugly enough, you're pretty enough, you're blue enough, you're green, whatever. You get the idea. All right? Ask the question, apply for the program. Make the organization say no. You'd be surprised. They'll often say yes. And then you'll get to do what you want to do or go where you want to go. And finally, I want to take you back to Aviation Officer Candidate School, which was the boot camp I attended. I was about a week or so into it. They'd buzzed all my hair off. That's a pretty thought. You see me without hair? It's not pretty. All right, we're running all over Naval Air Station Pensacola. This Marine gunnery sergeant was making us do push-ups and sit-ups. We were running, just yelling at us. We couldn't do anything right. Shining shoes, shining brass. And definitely not flying airplanes. That's what I joined the Navy to do. And they give you an opportunity to call home, okay, at the end of that first week, I think it was, or second week. So I get on the phone with my parents, and I went, you know what? I'm not sure this is for me. I mean, we're not flying airplanes or anything. This guy's yelling at us. All we're doing is running around. And it's in Pensacola in June, and it's hot and humid. And I go, you know what, I think I'm just going to drop on request. I'll just come back home, I'll get a job, and, that'll be it. Well, my dad gave me some incredibly valuable advice on that phone call. And to this day, I still reflect on that advice when I find myself challenging, difficult times. He said, hey, Yancey, why don't you just give it one more week? Just give it one more week and see how you feel then. If you still feel the same way, then make your decision. I tell you what, I cannot tell you how many times I've reflected. You'll find yourself in tough times, challenging times, like you're not doing the right thing. You don't know where you're going. You feel like you're failing. Give it one more week. Give it one more week. Often your perspective will have changed. Well, in closing, get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. I visited all 7 continents and nearly 50 countries. I've stood at the South Pole, and I've flown north of the Arctic Circle and south of the Antarctic Circle. I've been to the Colosseum in Rome, Italy, the Grand Mosque in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, the Parthenon in Athens, Greece, Victoria Falls in Zambia, the Matterhorn in Switzerland. I've seen the Northern Lights and I've seen the Southern Lights. I visited the Emperor's Palace grounds in Tokyo, Japan. I looked across the demilitarized zone into North Korea. I sat across the table from the president of Serbia in Belgrade. I enjoyed lunch with His Serene Highness Prince Albert II of Monaco. I had dinner with Tom Cruise, and I was an extra in the movie Top Gun Maverick. I've shook the hand of the president, had lunch in the White House, and visited Camp David. I've landed a C-130 on a glacier in Antarctica and an E-2C Hawkeye on a pitching aircraft carrier deck on a black night in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And I've handed, this one's a tough one, and I've handed a folded American flag to a grieving mother at the graveside service of her son. I had good days and I had bad ones, and so will you. But I achieved things I never thought I could achieve, was challenged, suffered disappointment, and had more fun than I'll ever admit to. But it's not about me. Not anymore. It's about us, but it's really about you. I share these experiences to point out the incredible opportunity you're embarking upon. To do things and go places most people only dream of. To bring comfort at times of sorrow. To stretch yourself physically and mentally. To be part of something greater than yourself. And to serve your country. You will have the honor of wearing the cloth of our nation. The same uniform that even now embraces the remains of our nation's heroes in cemeteries around the world. You will serve in the greatest military force our world has ever known. I'm proud to welcome you into this band of brothers and sisters who stand the watch so that our fellow citizens can sleep soundly under the blanket of freedom we provide. Thank you for your willingness to serve and for what you will do for our nation. And never forget that regardless of how long you serve, 1 week or 37 years, you will have done more for your nation than most Americans will ever even think about doing. You be proud of that. You've earned that. I wish each and every one of you all the best for future success. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our military service members and their families. And may God continue to bless these United States of America. Congratulations and a happy hunting. Thank you.
There's 500 people now that will owe you a drink if you show them your coin. Tom Cruise, how do you beat that, right? Thank you. Thank you for all you do in the service and sharing the adventures. Wow, that's like a movie. Talk to me. I have a media company. Oh, okay. It is now my pleasure to introduce Chief Master Sergeant John Chacon from Luke Air Force Base. He is the senior enlisted leader for the 56th CES Civil Engineer Squadron.
All right, good evening, everybody. Can everybody hear me? All right, I'm going to wing it, too, because I forgot my speech, and the mayor said everything I was going to say. Vice Admiral said everything I was going to say, too, so I'm just going to speak from the heart. And I know they only gave me 5 minutes, so I'll just say that the shortest speech in American history One of them was Abraham Lincoln, the Gettysburg Address. It was 2 minutes, 272 words. And I heard a couple of years ago, General Robin Rand, Air Force General, spoke for an hour and a half. So mine will land somewhere in between there. But just one thing, talking with the mayor, I brought my coin as well. We're always ready, you know. So I wanted to give the mayor my coin, CE coin here. And that's just because I like his style. I mean, it's all about how do we get to yes, how do we take care of our military, our veterans, our families. That's what it's about, you know, so thank you, Mayor. But I will add a little history to it, to the challenge coin. If you didn't know, it was during World War I, there was an American pilot shot down over Germany, and once he got captured by the Germans, they took everything from him except his dog tag coin, which had his unit emblem on there. And that was all he had. Anyways, he was able to escape capture, made his way to France, and the French captured him. They thought he was a German spy, but the only thing he had on him was his unit coin. So he said, no, I'm an American, I'm an ally, here is how you can verify. So they called back and verified that he was an American pilot, was shot down over Germany, was one of ours. So instead of executing him, they've celebrated with wine, right? The French are great for their wine. So that's kind of the story right there about the challenge coin that dates back to World War I. So definitely great. It's part of our history, part of our heritage. My wife, I wish she could have been here tonight. She has got grandma duties being Nana tonight. I had Papa duties this morning, which was fun. But if you could just give us a round of applause to the national anthem singer, our singers over here from the Southwest, the pipe back, man, that was. I mean, the mayor's speech, the vice admiral's speech, all I can feel is everything from the heart. So I am feeling it. I wish I were in your shoes right now, re-enlisting again for another time. But I don't know. I've been in almost 3 decades. I'm hitting 29 years here pretty soon. But I'm not much for speeches, so I'm just going to tell a story. I've got a grandchild, Yadi. He's a 3-year-old little boy, so he loves stories. So I'm going to share a story with you. Who knows the story about the 3 little piggies? Well, I'm not going to tell that one, since you already know it. So this one's about the 3 little sheep, right? The 3 little sheep and the big bad wolf. So you got the first sheep who lives in a straw house. And he's there, and the big bad wolf comes, says, I'm going to huff and I'm going to puff, and I'm going to blow this house down, right? And he puffs and he puffs, and he blows the straw house down. The little sheep runs over to his other little buddy sheep house, and he lives in a house of sticks. So now you got 2 little sheep in the house of sticks. The big bad wolf shows up, and he says, I'm going to huff and I'm going to puff, and I'm going to blow this house down too, and I'm going to eat you guys up, right? So he huffs and puffs and blows that stick house down. 2 little sheep go running to the 3rd little sheep's house. This one's made of bricks, though, right? This one's made of bricks, able to withstand anything, right? So little sheep are there, and the wolf says, I'm going to huff and I'm going to puff, and I'm going to, you know what? I'm a wolf. I'm going to kick this damn door down, and I'm going to get you little sheep, right? And the sheep are like, whoa, what do I do? Where do I run off to? Oh, my goodness. And one little sheep says, well, what about our friend, the sheepdog? People forget about the sheepdog, right? So they go to the sheepdog's house. The 3 little sheep run to the sheepdog's house. They go over there, and guess what the sheepdog's house is made out of? Anybody? Steel? No. Wolf skulls. I'm a civil engineer. Not very sturdy, but it sends a message. Because I'll tell you what, the mayor was right. You will make up less than 1% of the American population that serve in our military. 1% to protect the 99. It only takes 1 sheepdog to protect a flock. 1 dog to protect a flock. And I'm so darn proud of all of you. I see the sheepdogs in the audience, and a lot of us have served together, hearing the national anthem saying that the bombs will be bursting in air. They do. And you could feel it and you will feel it. Because I'm going to tell you what, the sheep, our fellow citizens, we love them. They are kind and they are compassionate. But the wolf will be hunting us. The wolf is out there. China, Russia, North Korea, violent extremist organizations, they want to hunt you down. But we'll be ready for them. Russia found that out right away in Ukraine, because I'll tell you what, we got the best darn officers in the world, leading the best enlisted in the world. And Russia had no match for Ukraine when they went up against their NCOs. They crumbled and were falling apart. So they're watching us. They're ready. And I'll tell you what, after 28 years, I've been on plenty of deployments with the Army, Marines, the Navy. I've seen it all. We are one team. One team and one fight. Oh. And we're all here to protect Dave Pratt. Lastly, families, just stand up, families, real quick, please. All the family members, please stand up. Recruits, once you enlist and start serving, people will thank you for your service, and they will come from the heart. But family members, all of you that are standing, thank you for your sacrifices. Thank you for your sacrifices. And look around you, because guess what? You're not losing your sons and daughters. You are gaining a lot more entire family. Because when we talk about a military family, we serve together, we take care of each other. And to echo what Vice Admiral said earlier, next weekend is Memorial Day weekend. We do a lot more honoring. John 15:13 states, there is no greater love than this, than to lay down your life for one's friends. And I lost 6 buddies killed in action during Operation Strong Eagle 3 in Afghanistan, 29 March 2011. I think about those guys every single day of my life. They are my why I serve. And I'll tell you what, I am honored to serve with each and every one of you, and I cannot wait till we go to battle. Hoo-yah. I think that was 5 minutes.
I wish I could wing it and give a speech like that. Thank you very much. My radio career, I remember the Officers Club at Luke Air Force Base, Davis-Monthan. They'd invite me to come out, have a good time with them. The fact that I'm alive is an accomplishment, I'll tell you that. But thank you very much. Thank you for everything, and thank you for sharing. This event is put together by a large group of community volunteers who serve on the mayor's military mission. Mayor Weiers already explained the mayor's military mission. And Veterans Affairs Committee here in Glendale, Arizona. I'd like for all of those who helped organize this event to please stand, because you deserve some credit. Please stand. Yeah. Mayor Weiers said they're all working. If you'd like to donate to their committee and help them continue their good work in the community, you'll see the QR on the back of the program to donate. Donations are made through one of our proud sponsors and Triple M community partner, Air and Space Forces Association, Frank Luke Chapter. So thank you. And David Kimmerly, you snuck in. I didn't get a chance to say hi to you, from Sanderson Ford. It's good to see you. Did a lot of charity work together, Children's Hospital. And for that plug, I'll take an F-150, okay? It's good to see you, David. We will now play a wonderful video that will touch each and every one of your hearts. This is a song written and performed by Randy Kwiatkowski called Heroes.
were sitting in the back. We could barely see when he swung that baseball bat. Hit the ball to me. I gave it to my son as he raised up his head. He said, I think he's my hero. Then I looked at him and said, boy, you gotta watch who you call hero. The hero's not just any kind of name. Heroes risk their lives for our freedom, so you and I can watch this baseball game. I could tell his mind was racing as he sat there, that what I said was really sinking in. Now I think he understands the meaning, and I won't have to tell him again. Oh, you gotta watch who you call hero. Hero's not just any kind of name. Heroes risk their lives for our freedom, so you and I can live here just the same. The years have passed, my son's across the water. He's fighting for our country on this day. God, please let him know that he's my hero. And I don't call just anyone that name. 'Cause you know you gotta watch who you call hero. Hero's not just any kind of name. Heroes give their lives for our freedom, so you and I can live here just the same. You know you gotta watch who you call hero.
What I think is important for everybody to know, Randy Kwiatkowski was a Chief Master Sergeant, retired now, Luke Air Force Base, and hell of an entertainer. It was his hobby. Didn't do it for a living. His nephew wrote that song and sent it to him. He sang it at our first event in person when he was stationed at Luke, and I was so impressed by it, I asked the City of Glendale Media Department if they would film him, and I said, I'd like you to tweak it a little bit. I said, I'd like you to do it in black and white. And then they went a little bit further. This is what they do. And they put the American flag in red, white, and blue, and I thought that was so cool. I don't know where Randy is right now. He's probably in some other state and enjoying his family, but he's one of those people that are short time at Luke, come out here, make a difference, and just a hell of a guy. He's my hero. So anyway, that's the story behind that video. Here he goes.
And now it's time to recognize our future service members. The recruits will be called up with their respective branch of service. Please hold your applause until all recruits have crossed the stage, because we have quite a few tonight from each branch. We have photographers who will be taking pictures at no cost. They'll be posted and available for free download after Monday. So remember that. After Monday, give them a little bit of time. Get that going. May 27th. So coming up on Monday, be patient. They'll be there. They'll be on Triple M's Flickr account. Okay? On the back of your program, there's a QR code link. This is what I was mentioning to you earlier this evening. There's a QR code link that's printed for your convenience that will take you directly to that website for the photos to make it nice and easy for you so you can relax, enjoy, know that you can get your photos. We tried to make it nice and convenient for you. Mayor Weiers, Vice Admiral Lindsay, Triple M members Katrina Eaton and Senior Master Sergeant McGuire, would you please join me on stage to hand out the coins and certificates? A representative from each branch recruiting office will be announcing the names of our recruits this evening. To start, I would like to welcome to the stage Captain Jake Crocco from the Arizona Army National Guard to address the Arizona National Guard recruits.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Captain Jay Crocco. I am an infantry officer serving as the commander of Alpha Company, Recruiting and Retention Battalion, Arizona Army National Guard. Thank you all for being here today. First, I want to thank the families. Nothing is more important than the support a soldier gets from their friends and their family. Whether the person sitting in front of you is your son or daughter, husband or wife, mother or father, you as the family will never truly understand how important you are. So thank you. Next, I'd like to thank Mayor Weiers and the City of Glendale and the Triple M Committee, not 3M, Triple M, for putting on this event for the 6th year in a row. It's really fantastic to see the whole community out here in support of the newest recruits from every branch. And finally, to our future soldiers seated here in front of me, when you raise your right hand and take the oath of enlistment, it will change your life forever and for the better. The National Guard, founded over almost 400 years ago as 3 regiments serving the Massachusetts Bay Colony, has been involved in, and in many instances, the main element in many pivotal battles since the inception of our nation. From the Battle of Lexington and Concord at the North Bridge, where Major Buttrick ordered his men to fire on the British, to the Battle of Gettysburg, where the 20th Maine, led by Colonel Chamberlain, repelled 6 Confederate charges before conducting a bayonet charge of their own to win the day. From the Harlem Hellfighters in World War I to our very own Arizona Bushmasters, the 1st Battalion, 158th Infantry Regiment, headquartered here in Phoenix, Arizona, to whom General Patton was referring when he stated, "No greater combat team has ever deployed for battle." Our organization, your Arizona Army National Guard, is a storied one. But we aren't just a fighting force capable of closing with and destroying the enemies of our nation. We provide assistance to the state of Arizona and our fellow Arizonans in ways unique to the National Guard. From fighting wildfires with the Forest Service to leading the vaccination effort of hundreds of thousands of our fellow Arizonans, we are here to serve this state and the people of it, all the way from Yuma to the Four Corners and Douglas to Kingman. I'm looking forward to you joining our formation, and I hope you're looking forward to joining your unit in a few short months. I speak for all the officers and NCOs and General Branham, the Land Component Commander of the Arizona National Guard, when I say we're proud to have you on our team, and we look forward to all that you will accomplish. Thank you.
Manuel Cazadal Carbajal.
Please line up by the side of the stage.
Kevin Cardenas. Edgar Cisneros. Mariana Fontas. Aniza Hernandez Flores. Amy Lopez. Isaac Ramirez Montoya. Julian Ramos. Charlene Robinson. Israel Sanchez. Rau Uchiha. Mary Wallace. Joshua Warren Puglisi. Jose LeBason. Elena D'Annunzio.
That's it, sir. Thank you. I would now like to welcome to the stage Colonel Mike Jeffers from the Arizona Air National Guard to address the Arizona Air Guard recruits.
Good evening. Get the old man glasses out here, please. Here we go. Can you hear me? No? No? That's awesome. Mr. Mayor, Admiral, awesome speech, sir. That was awesome. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and to the families of all our recruits, good evening. Thank you for having me. I especially want to thank our soon-to-be members of the Air National Guard, not only for allowing me to speak for a few minutes, but I want to thank you for answering the call to serve our great nation and our great state of Arizona. Today is a big deal. Today marks a significant moment in your lives as you step forward to take the oath and join the ranks of the Air National Guard. It's an honor to stand before you, individuals committed to the ideals of service, duty, sacrifice, and willingness to defend freedom. It's hard to believe, but it's been 25 years since I stood in your shoes and took the same oath you're about to take. For me, enlisting the Air National Guard represented the first step toward achieving my personal dream of becoming a military aviator. This pursuit of my aviation dream opened so many doors throughout my career, and I'm positive your commitment today will do the same for you. Aviation was my dream and goal. What's yours? Do you have a dream yet? I'm sure every one of us has your own personal, one of you has your own personal motivation and reasoning for joining the Air National Guard. Might be for a great part-time job, potentially a full-time job in the future, maybe education benefits. Perhaps you have fitness goals, or maybe it's because you just want to be a part of something bigger than yourself. Whatever your reason, I'm proof that the Guard can provide the benefits and opportunities to help you achieve your dreams and goals. The Guard is such a unique way to serve our country. As many of you know, the overwhelming majority of Guardsmen serve as a traditional or part-time role, weekend warriors, as we call ourselves, while we also have civilian jobs. It's my opinion this gives us a unique perspective on both military and civilian life. Take me, for example. On the civilian side, I fly for Southwest Airlines. Undoubtedly, this is a career I was able to attain because of my decision to join the Guard. So whether you want to be a pilot, maybe an airplane mechanic, a lawyer, doctor, maybe a nurse, some police officers out there, engineer, the list goes on. I truly believe the Guard is a perfect vehicle to take you to where you want to be. Are chasing dreams always easy? The answer, of course, is no. Is it worth it? My answer is absolutely yes. As a late General Colin Powell said, a dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. But remember, with these opportunities come great responsibility. You will be called upon to perform your duties and complete missions with professionalism, integrity, and courage in the face of adversity. You'll be asked to make sacrifices, time away from loved ones, long hours, perhaps even putting your life on the line in defense of others. But know this, you will not walk this path alone, especially in the Guard. And we've heard this already this evening, teamwork, but I always talk about family. You won't walk alone because the Guard is a true family. On any mission or deployment I've ever been tasked with, I've had the privilege and honor of serving right alongside my fellow Guard family. I have known many of them for decades. I know their families, they know mine, and we have become closest friends. So maybe you're not sure what your ultimate dreams are, and that's okay. Again, it's my belief the Guard can be a great vehicle to give you the tools and opportunities to achieve any goals you set your sights on. Even if you don't know your goals and dreams yet, please understand the significance of your decision today as you take the oath. Like I said, today is a big deal. I have another year left in my military career. I must admit it's a little surreal, as the Guard has definitely become a part of my identity. Please know, as I'm set to retire, I'm confident that our freedoms in this great country will remain protected because of the men and women like you. So remember, as you chase your dreams, goals, and aspirations, your decision today to serve also allows every American the freedoms necessary to pursue and attain their version of their American dream. And for that, I thank you.
Cheyenne Dixon. Xavier Baranacci. Carlos Gonzalez. Rodman Rochin. Joshua McQuillan. Nathaniel Moreno. Alyssa Torres.
I would now like to welcome to the stage Lieutenant Colonel Tammy Bogart from the U.S. Army.
Good evening. Mayor Weiers, thank you for having us here today. I'm extremely honored to recognize the future soldiers who made a commitment to serve the greatest nation in the world. We are incredibly proud of everything that you've already accomplished and everything you will accomplish as you strive to be all you can be. When you took the oath to support and defend the Constitution, you entered into a sacred trust with the nation and joined our legacy. We share a special heritage and a common spirit with the soldiers who originally fought to make our nation free. We draw courage from the wellspring of our history and the legacy of strength inherited from those who have marched tirelessly before. From privates to generals, we practice the same values that are the lifeblood of our service. Our Army values are loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. I like to highlight selfless service because I believe that it is the overarching value that connects us all and makes all of the other values possible. Selfless service means to put the welfare of the nation, the Army, and your subordinates before your own. It's a commitment to safeguard and enhance the lives of your fellow citizens. It will become a foundation for how you live, and it's a value that is on display across our country every day. As you begin your personal Army journey, take pride in knowing that your individual contributions will shape the future of the Army, the nation, and the world. You will grow as an individual, service member, and leader, and undoubtedly you will face challenges along the way, but you will have the support system of brothers and sisters in arms to guide you and support you along the way. Know that the challenges will strengthen you and provide you with a camaraderie that you would not find anywhere else. As you embarked on your next chapter and challenge, I thank you for all that you have done and all that you will do. To all of the family members today, I thank you for your commitment and for trusting us with your most precious resource. Know that to us, the soldiers are our most precious resource as well. I am proud to welcome all of you to the Army family, so thank you and continue to be all you can be.
Acuna Emmanuel. Alegria Tess. Barnes Zachary. Preston. Canisalis Rudolph. Claiborne Chance. Croxford Parker. Dansby Jonathan. Darby Ryan. Delgado Elijah. Faye Connor. Ferguson Heaven. Figueroa Jaden. Fuentes Matthew. Gray Jason. Hedgecoff James. Hernandez Joshua. Kerr Megan. Lieber Eric. Lopez Angel. Hey, come here. Lozano Patrick. Lucas Cole. Marion Natalie. Marple Ryder. Martin Carter. Martinez Savannah. McLaren Jeremiah. Moonholland Victoria. Nasco Kalai. Nasco Cali. Ortiz Juarez Monica. Perez Michael. Perez Manuel. All right, so this is Perez Michael. All right. Perez Manuel. Poole Christian. Prawitz Lucy. Ramales Perez Adamari. Schmidt Parker. Sheridan Colton. Torres Hernandez Jamie. Trenton Tyler. Valdez Henry. Vasquez Balderrama Evelyn. Vega Jimenez Damian. Ware Carson. Williams Leah.
By the way, your sister is sitting right up there. You heard that, right? Next, I'd like to call to the podium Commander Nicholas Hoffman of the U.S. Navy.
Got a couple notes here. I'm not going to totally wing it like some of the others because I'm not that good. Good evening, everybody. I'm Commander Nick Hoffman. I'm the commanding officer of the Navy Talent Acquisition Group Phoenix, which is the Navy's recruiting activity covering not only the Phoenix area, but also most of Arizona, as well as New Mexico, as well as parts of Texas and Colorado. Today's kind of a nostalgic night for me. I just hit my 19th year of service, and I know a lot of my future sailors out there that hear me. Oh, thank you. A lot of the future sailors hear me say this at the DET meeting, that I'm actually kind of jealous of them because they're a lot closer. They're about to experience this journey. I'm a lot closer to retirement than I am to starting off. And I remember how excited I was to pack up and leave Pennsylvania and move out to Japan and sail around on a guided missile destroyer. And so I'm a little bit jealous of all of your opportunities, wherever that might be. Obviously, I got my Air Force guys could go to places like England. Army soldiers here, Germany. Marines, all of you future Marines, Okinawa. Some of you guys might be fortunate enough to watch the sunrise over the South China Sea from the bridge of a guided missile destroyer, if you're that lucky. If anybody's coming from the Coast Guard or get assigned to a cutter out of Key West, I know how to drive an 87-footer, so please look me up. You're setting yourselves apart. It's been said time and time again, but you are of the few. You've made this commitment. You've taken this step. You're about to leave the desert Southwest and go on to bigger and better things. You're going to make new friends, learn new skills, and have some adventures that'll stick with you for a lifetime. You'll be able to tell your parents about. Your parents have supported you up to this point and set you off on this journey. Thanks, Mayor Weiers, you and your team. This is an awesome event. This is the first time I'm doing this. I'm definitely going to be back next year. This is amazing. The mayor will know through his many storied careers, both in the private sector as well as in government service, that crossing thresholds is an important part of life. Joining the military is an initiatory process. It's something that's set us apart as a human species since the dawn of civilization. And you're about to be part. You're crossing a threshold. You're becoming part of something greater than yourselves, something bigger than yourselves. You're plugging yourself into an institution with hundreds of years of tradition of service, tradition of sacrifice, and tradition of striving to do better every day. So thanks again, and welcome to the military family. Thank you.
Ciara Armenta. Rianne Auble. Henry Baco. Maya Balarama. Esmeralda Baraza. Lillian Bell. Macy Beardsley. Yaneba Begay. Graciela Bermudez. Vincent Borosodi. Eris Bowers. Austin Buck. That's my boy. Jan Coronado Foyer. Michael Cote. Serenetti Davis. Matthew Daly. Matthew DeLuna. Haley Dunham. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, it's Haley. Fernanda Estrada Medina. What's this guy's name? What's his name? Abiel Gomez Martinez. Delilah Garcia. Joseph Garcia. Stephanie Garcia Mendoza. Tyler George. David Granados. Michelle Guerrero. Vanessa Gutierrez Villa. Matthew Hurd. Christopher James Ray. Forrest Jamet. Elise Llamas. Elijah Kirby. Thomas Mackey IV. Isaac Maestas. Hector Magana. Tristan Malley. Manuel Martinez. Jezebel Martinez Taggart. Jasmine Matamoros Gomez. Dylan Meyerhofer. Gabriel McCullum. Angel McDonald. Alejandro Mesa Fernandez. Mark Miley. Zachary Miller. Ethan Mitchell. Mohammed Mohammed. Matthew Monzin. Abigail Neskovic. She's all our friends now. Jackson Navarez. Adam Nunn. Celeste Olivas. Alyssa Owen. Evan Owens. Dylan Parody. Frankie Pascual. Dylan Paul. Zachariah Perez. Ethan Pasihaban. No, I didn't. Yeah, say it in the mic.
My last name is Pal Sihavong.
Rafael Plasencia. Malaysia Ragland. Erilyn Ramirez. Christopher Ray. Terrence Rowan. Noah Ritchie. Emily Rosales Perez. Eric Sines. Connor Simon. Gary Simpson III. Shyla Stalker. Mia Simkowski. Darren Watson. Jacob Veach. Edgar Vega Alvarez. Eddie Ventura Gonzalez. Diego Verduzco. Brian Walker. Keegan White. Nicholas White. Wilmer Vasquez. Hannah Wood. Julicia Yazzie.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce and welcome to the stage Major Keegan Kincaid of the U.S. Marine Corps. Quite a welcome. Yeah, it's going to be like that the whole night here.
Last year at this event, I had the opportunity to express my sincere gratitude for the blessing that it has been to call this great state home. And a year later, I'm more certain now than ever that Arizona is the home of our heroes. And so with that, Mayor, I just want to thank you for recognizing your Marines tonight. Thank you, sir. In 1957, Lieutenant General Krulak, call sign Brute, wrote a letter to our commandant. And he said, America doesn't need a Marine Corps. America has a Marine Corps because she wants a Marine Corps. And that seems to ring pretty true today. And there's the evidence. 227 young men and women who are the best this country has to offer. They will ensure the continuation of our great experiment in democracy. And they're joined here today by their fathers, their mothers, their brothers and their sisters, their family, friends, their teachers, their coaches, and their mentors. And the truth is, they couldn't be this good without you. And just like they'll have the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor tattooed on their soul, you are now forever part of our tribe. So to the 227 of my best friends in this building here tonight, I would go to hell with each one of you, and I hope we get that chance. Semper Fidelis.
Jack Addison. Ethan Adrian Campos. Alexander Alcantar. Isaac Andrea Morelos. Xavier Aparicio. Crystal Armajillo Granados. George Arnaga. Carson Ashing. Carlos Aviles. Miguel Arachea. Miguel Arachea. John Ballman. Christopher Ballou. Braden Bonpadilla. Jason Barrios Herrera. Dominique Borunda. Logan Boyd. Elizabeth Cameron. Matthew Cow. Wilbur Canio Lopez. Joshua Carrillo Dorado. Moises Carrion. Isaac Castillo. Leonel Castro Loaiza. Genesis Chaparro. David Chavez. Cadence Cachola. Jacob Clark. Alex Conde Castillo. Nicholas Connors Murray. Diego Cortez. Brianna Cuevas Chavez. Chad Dalton. Ramil Dashto. Aaron Davis. Giovanni De Leon. Caleb Delgado. Noel Delgado. Jennifer Dominguez. And her sister, Frida Dominguez Dominguez. Reagan Duniak. Jesse Eschrevel. Brendan Ellison. Canyon Elkman. Sammy Escobar. Antonio Espinosa Najera. Vanel Estrada. Jason Figueroa Vasquez. Juan Flores de Santiago. And his brother Jose Flores de Santiago. They're brothers, by the way. Miriam Fuentes Cruz. Carter Gagliardi. Austin Gaines. James Gallows Hoy. Leopoldo Galindo. Daniel Garcia. Nicholas Garcia. Corina Garcia Carrasco. Talon Gear. Parker Gibson. Joseph Gimble. Nicholas Gonzalez. James Gonzalez Lopez. Jarrell Gray. Joseph Godino Gonzalez. Jesus Gutierrez. Hayden Haley. Christopher Hall. Diesel Hansen. Caleb Harbison. Noah Harrison. Nicholas Harvey. Melissa Hernandez. Isabel Hernandez. Marvin Hernandez Salgado. Jasmine Hicks. Malachi Hill. Ryan Hirsch. Bo Hooger Bruges. Bo Hoger Brugge. Trayton Horton. Luciano Huerta. Caleb Huntington. Isaac Jennings. Itzel Jimenez Iglesias. Kevin Jimenez Vargas. Logan Jones. Sherrod Jordan. Sean Kersix. Michaela Casca. Riley Leston. Leon Lamonius. Elijah Levin. Rich Lynn. Duran Lopez. Christopher Lopez. Marcos Lopez Contreras. Fervin Lopez Lopez. Diego Lozano. Stephen Maw. Roman Maggio. Maurizio Maldonado Martinez. Megan Marufo. Alan Martinez. Cesar Martinez Morales. Ezra Marty. Michael Maselli. Troy Matthews. Blake Meyerhofer. Matthew McSpadden. Rachel Mealy. Paige Medina. Bella Mendez. Luis Mendez Vega. Cheyenne Miller. Christopher Miller. Crispin Miranda. Tyler Mitchell. Samantha Montanez. Aaron Montez Dene. Camila Montiel Munoz. Leonardo Montiel. Angel Morales Lopez. Mang Mung. Luis Munoz. David Munguia. Quentin Myers. Say it again. David Munguia. This young man's name is David Munguia. Landon Nelson. Damian Nunez. Colton O'Neill Rice. Dylan Oliva Salazar. Eric Olivera Luna. Laird Oswandel. Everardo Padilla Guerrero. Jonathan Palmer. Marie Pena. Brandon Perez Borayo. Jack Flitterer. Dante Picasso. Fernando Puentes. Jesus Manuel Ramirez Cruz. Adrian Rea. Mariano Retena. Marshall Richards. Diego Rios. Chancho. Manuel Robles Jimenez. Mercedes Rodriguez. Luis Rodriguez Cruz. Alyssa Rodriguez. Ty Rowland. Eliza Rosada Corella. Evan Ruiz. Victor Ruiz. Nathaniel Ryan. Joshua Sanders. Edwin Santos Santiago. Michael Sandoval. Jonathan Santos Solis. Jose Santiago Morales. Dylan Scott. Vincent Sardano. Andros Sepulveda. Eric Shaw. Ariel Schindler. William Siegfried. Andrea Silva. Connor Smith. Gabriel Sosa. Marcos Soto. Juan Sotelo. Gary Sweet. Chris Paul Tanner. Johnny Angel Tapia. Nalai Neona Thompson. This young lady's name is Nalaniana. Benjamin Torres. Samson Tai. Van Umberger. Eddie Vasquez Sosa. Gerardo Vilches Bustamante. Andrew Villagomez. Fuvo. Nevea Wagner. Bowen Watkins. Gabriel Woodman. Riley Weiberg. Emily Wright. Jesus Zamamiego. Irving Lopez.
Great job.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good job. Now I'd like to welcome to the stage Lieutenant Colonel Adrian Zinnerman from the U.S. Air Force.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm coming out clear? All right, good deal. All right, it's 9:10. Y'all got stamina a little bit more? I mean, you know the Marines suck the juice right out of the room, right? Hey, you know what? One love, one team, one fight. Devil Dogs, you always belong in my heart. But we got to keep things pushing. Air Force, it's time for us to do a little thing. I just want to begin by saying, Mayor, Admiral, thank you so much for having us here. These events are a blast. Mom, dad, sister, brother, cousins, boyfriends, girlfriends, thank y'all. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you've prepared, what you brought to the stage, and what you brought to our country. Now, the people who work for me, I'm the 362nd Recruiting Squadron Commander. I'm based out of Southern California. Life is hard, right? But my folks know me. They know I like to say I am my brother's keeper. To my Devil Dogs, I'll bring you to any fight and bring you back. To my sailors and soldiers, I will bring you home, and I'll have the grill working when you get back. To my family members, y'all know you are a part of the journey. You got to be there with us. Mom, you're going to take care of the baby while I'm on deployment. Dad, you're going to be there to give me sound advice when I don't know what to do or where to go. It's all here. The rumors of America's demise are greatly exaggerated. But I want y'all to remember one thing, because I only got a minute left, and I know you're tired, because I am too. Remember the 99. We're one out of 100 that steps up. Some of us become vice admirals, mayors, doctors, lawyers, but we raised our right arm and we committed our life to service because we decided to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. But please, please, God in heaven, remember the 99 who did not. For they're my brothers and sisters too. Remember them. Because I may not always agree with what you say or what you do, but I'll defend to the death, damn it, your right to do it. Our mayor introduced the evening with rights and privileges. And that's where I'd like to end. Remember the 99. Remember those who aren't in this room. These stadium seats are filled with our fallen, and with our family. Remember.
Benito Alvarez. Serenity Arevalo. Juan Arias. Hugo Bellato Diaz. Sean Barshev. Corey Bates. Braden Brooks. Rory Chick. Israel Collin. Ernesto Corral. Aiden Fascio. Asia Griffin. Ellie Hutchinson. Jalen Ingram. Jose Jimenez. Julian Lamar. Yasmin Lopez. Jocelyn Lazoya. Ian Miner. Ruben Moran, Olivia Powell, Ciela Kirigua, Abizaid Roman, Andrew Smithson, and Andrew Soto.
Okay, Vice Admiral Lindsay will now administer the oath of enlistment to our future service members. Recruits, would you please stand? Okay. Everybody but the guard right now.
Now, the guard has a different oath of enlistment, so for everybody but the National Guard, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to regulation and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations.
Now I'd like to ask Colonel Mike Jeffers up to the stage, please. Colonel Mike Jeffers will now administer the oath of enlistment to our future National Guard and Air Guard service members.
Please stand. All right. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the state of Arizona against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the Governor of Arizona and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to law and regulations. So help me God. Congratulations. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, what I need everybody on the floor to do, all the recruits, I need you to stand up. We're going to take a selfie.
I got a selfie with the mayor and the vice admiral. Pretty cool. Our next song is called Salute to the U.S. Armed Services for you.
Off we go, away to the wild.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as the official party departs. Let's have another round of applause. Inductees, just a reminder, the stoles that you are wearing tonight are yours to keep. The mayor made that clear. Please wear them at graduation. We invite you to proudly wear your stole at your high school graduation and be proud of being part of the military, which I know you are. And what do you do if they say that you can't wear your stoles? That's right. Again, all the photographs taken today will be posted after Monday, May 27th. So not this Monday, following Monday. Be patient. They'll be there on Triple M's Flickr account. Use the QR code on the back of the program. That'll make it nice and easy for you. It'll take you directly to the website to download the photos. Today's ceremony was recorded, and you will be available on Glendale, Arizona's YouTube page. It'll be available for you. Again, new recruits, we thank you for the decision to join the U.S. Armed Forces. Give yourselves a round of applause. And what better way to end the evening with the choir singing God Bless the USA.
Tomorrow all the things were gone I've worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who made that right for me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and forgive her once again. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless